ever opened your electrical bill and gotten that sinking feeling in your stomach because it's much higher than you expected? Well, if so, you're not alone. Multiple studies that I found indicate that the average American household is now shelling out around $140 per month just on their electrical bill. Now, I've personally had months more than double that amount. So in this video, myself and my AI assistant Tiara are going to reveal the most effective strategies to slash your electrical bill, including simple changes that can save you hundreds of dollars per year and insider tips from energy experts that most homeowners just don't know about. Plus, I will expose the one common household habit that's secretly draining your wallet and how to fix it in under 5 minutes. So to begin, Tiara insisted that we focus on one thing before we move on to any of the other steps in this entire process.
Before we talk about saving, let's make sure we understand your enemy, your energy usage.
So a home energy audit is like giving your house a checkup, and it's much easier than you might think. And frankly, it's a necessity, because how can you possibly fix your energy situation if you don't even know where you're using all your energy?
Oh boy, you got me now.
So first, grab your last 12 months of electrical bills. Look for patterns. When do you see the most power being used? Is it during the summers or the really cold winters? Next, take a walk through your home. Check for drafts around windows and doors. Look at your light bulbs. Are they still the old school incandescents? Those little things matter. And don't forget your appliances either. How old is your fridge? Your washing machine? Older models, they can be real energy hogs. And that doesn't mean that you have to change them today, but it's something that you need to know when you're kind of taking inventory of all this. And finally, consider your habits. So are you leaving lights on in empty rooms like my wife does all the time, which drives me absolutely insane? Or is your TV running even when no one's in the room? By doing these simple audits, you're arming yourself with knowledge. And trust me, knowing where your energy goes is half the battle in cutting that electrical bill down to size. And now that you know where your energy is going, let's focus on the quick wins.
Quick wins are the easy fixes that won't break the bank, but can start slashing your electric bill right away.
So let's talk about your lighting situation. So swapping out your old bulbs for LEDs, it can cut your lighting costs by up to 75%. Plus, these bulbs last way longer, so you're actually saving on replacements too. And next, let's talk about temperature. So adjusting your thermostat by just a few degrees can make a huge difference. So in summer, set it a bit higher, and in winter, set it a bit lower. For every degree that you adjust, you can save on average about 3% on your heating and cooling costs. And don't forget about your water heater either. So it's working hard behind the scenes, but it might be working too hard. So what you want to do is look and lower the temperature to 120 degrees Fahrenheit or 49 degrees Celsius. That's still plenty hot for most uses, and it can save you 3 to 5% on your water heating costs. And lastly, let's talk about laundry. So washing your clothes in cold water can save you up to $60 a year. And skip the dryer when you can. If you can hang your clothes to dry, it's not only free, but it's actually gentler on your clothes too. Now, I know to some of you, these changes may seem like a little much, but lowering your electrical bill, it's all about attention to detail. And these tweaks, they really do make a difference over time. Now from here, Tiara is going to get us to focus on where we can make the biggest impact on our electrical bills.
Next, let's talk about the workhorses of your home, your appliances and lights. These everyday items can be secret energy hogs, and focusing on these will yield the most results.
So your fridge, washer, dryer, and dishwasher are some of the biggest energy users in your home. If they're more than 10 years old, it might be time for an upgrade. And if you do this, always look for the Energy Star label when shopping, because these appliances, they will actually use 10 to 50% less energy than standard models. But even if you're not ready to invest in new appliances, which I understand, there are still ways to make your current ones more efficient. So first, keep your fridge and freezer at the right temperatures. Set your fridge between 37 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit and your freezer at 0 Fahrenheit. Any colder, you're just wasting energy. Second, use your dishwasher's energy saving mode. It might take a little bit longer, but it uses less energy and water. Third, wash your clothes in cold water when possible. About 90% of the energy used by washing machines, it actually goes just into heating the water. Fourth, clean the lint filter in your dryer after every load. So a clogged filter makes your dryer work harder and use more energy. And lastly, use the high-speed spin on your washer. So this removes more water, which means there will be less work for your dryer to do. And remember, the most energy efficient appliance is the one that's turned off. So make sure that you only turn on appliances when it's needed, and make sure to turn them off when you're done. In the next section, we're going to talk about playing the long game.
Next, we'll discuss the bigger investments that might hurt your wallet at first, but your future self will be doing a happy dance when those electric bills start shrinking.
So first up, let's talk about insulation. So it's not the sexiest home improvement, I know, but it really does make a huge difference. So proper insulation, it can slash your heating or your cooling costs by up to 15%. So focus on your attic first. It's usually the easiest and most cost-effective place to add insulation if it's needed. Next, you want to take a look at your roof. So if you're due for a replacement, consider what they call cool roofing materials. So what these are, they will reflect more sunlight and absorb less heat. And these can lower your cooling costs by up to 15%. Next, let's focus on your thermostat. So a smart thermostat can learn your schedule and your preferences, and it'll adjust your home's temperature automatically. And some models can even sense when you're away, and they'll adjust accordingly.
Witchcraft.
Users can typically save about 10 to 12% on heating and about 15% on cooling. And I can attest to this myself. So my wife and I, we live in Las Vegas, which gets obscenely hot during the summer. And we were able to save about 10% on our electric bill just by, putting smart thermostats around the house because we ran the AC a lot less. Now, for those of you ready to go big, let's talk about solar, which I do have. Solar panel prices, they have dropped more than 60% in the last decade. It makes them more accessible than ever. So depending on where you live, you could potentially eliminate your electrical bill entirely. Granted, you'll still have to pay those solar panels off, but many areas, they offer tax incentives for going solar to make it even more affordable. And lastly, don't forget about your windows. So energy efficient windows, they can reduce your energy bills by about 12% on average. And you want to look for double paned windows with low E coatings. And if you're in a place that gets really sunny during the summer, consider putting window tints on your home as well. This will reduce how much sunlight actually gets into your house and will minimize the warming effect it has on the rooms where it's the biggest problem. I do this myself. It's made a lot of rooms in our house cooler, and it just saves us a ton of energy. Now, obviously, common sense has to come into play here, right? So these investments, they may seem pricey upfront, but they are gifts that keep on giving. So not only will you see lower electrical bills month after month, but you'll also be increasing your home's value. If you do sell it, people will be really happy that you put energy efficient windows in there. That said, I wouldn't recommend changing everything tomorrow because it's just not realistic. But the next time that you're considering big changes to your home, like a new roof or new windows, keep these things in mind to make sure that you're getting the best bang for your buck and getting the most efficient thing possible. So remember in the introduction when I promised to reveal that one sneaky habit draining your wallet? Well, here it is. And that is leaving your devices plugged in on standby mode. Now in the industry, they call these vampire devices. So these are the appliances and electronics that, they suck power even when they're off. The most common ones, so there's TVs, cable satellite boxes, gaming consoles, computers, printers, cell phone and laptop chargers, smart home devices, and even electric toothbrush chargers.
I don't believe this.
Keep in mind that anything that has a digital clock on it is sucking away energy, and usually it's not very efficient, just to show you time. So in your kitchen how the microwave has a timer, and the oven has a timer, and maybe that little clock has a timer, and this has a timer. All that, it takes energy, and like I said, it's not being efficient when it does it. So a simple fix for this, when it will work, is plug them into power strips and flip the switch when you're not using them. And many people, they'll actually unplug the devices, but that can get really annoying really quick. But this little trick alone, it can actually save you up to, around $100 a year, depending on how much, you're leaving on. So take 5 minutes today, set up those power strips and watch your energy bill shrink because it really will. But before you do, I want to make sure that you see my other video that focuses on helping you save money on groceries. So I did a deep dive with Tiara on the topic, and I have to admit, she came up with some brilliant ideas that I honestly have never even heard of before. So you can watch that video right here, Or if you're not interested, you can watch my most recent video right over here. And one last thing before you go, make sure that you subscribe to the channel to unlock financial success one AI chat at a time. Thanks for watching.